I'm not crazy. It's Christmas Eve. It's the one night of the year when we all act a little nicer. We smile a little easier. We cheer a little more. For a couple of hours out of the whole year, we are the people that we always
Hello. What's up, everybody? How you doing? How's it going? Is it going good? I hope it is. As always, I am Tony. Welcome to Freshly Baked Props Live. Unfortunately, I'm without props right now because it's in the garage drying, so I had to plasti dip it. It's a giant factory diorama that I'm working on. Got a lot of shit going on. But Action Figure Addicts in the house, like your brother, my man Mikey. What's up, buddy? Hopefully you guys' afternoon's going well. Mojo86. Well, hello, gents. How you doing? How you doing, Mojo? I assume that's the mask that Gaines made for you. Am I wrong in assuming that? Mojo? If so, I'm sorry. If not, it looks awesome. I appreciate you guys coming through, hanging out. I'm going to smoke first because I just started my day about an hour ago. We had a long night last night. She was finishing up her apron. My wife, of course, I'm talking about. She didn't go to work today because of the snow. There was a little snow today. So she didn't have to go to work. But she's already working on her third apron. Very proud of her. The work never stops. I'm doing, and that is the mask, and thank you. Awesome, bud. Yeah, it's fucking sick, dude. Nice default pick. It'll haunt my dreams for the next couple of weeks, but that's okay. I'm just getting ready for work. I'll be listening in. I appreciate you actually figuring out it. No problem, bud. Hopefully you have a good day at work, man. Hopefully it's not too hard, not too fucking stressful. I painted the front with plastic dip. You know what? I've been back and forth with this fucking thing now for this whole week, wondering what color I wanted to paint it. Am I going to paint it red? Am I going to paint it beige? But honestly, I think I'm just going to leave it black. I think I'm just going to leave it with the plastic dip, and then I'm just going to use my molding paste for the, to fill in the lines. So it'll just be a black with like a white, with white spackling. I mean, I've seen dark buildings like that before in the city. And I think it'll be fine. I don't think it'll be too bad. So, and like I said, I'm just sick and tired of painting red. Every fucking building I paint is red brick, with the red bricks. So, I'm drying glue. Yeah. I did make an awesome door, and that is what she's referring to. So if I turn myself this way, I don't know if you can see it, my trash can in the way, all this shit in the way. But if you can see, I can't move anymore. Maybe I'll just move the camera. See that fan? That piece of wood right there? That's the door to the dial. I added a window. One of those old school bulletproof windows with the netting, with the wiring inside. I added that. But there was a gap. So I sandwiched 3 pieces of wood. And in the one in the middle, I put the wiring. And then on the other 2, I put like clear plastic, so for the window part. And then I sandwiched everything together. And there was a couple of gaps. So I just filled the top with Gorilla Glue. And now I'm just letting it dry. I just hit it with a fan. It dries clear, but it still fills in the gaps. So when I paint it and do all that shit, it's going to dissipate. You're not going to see it. Oh, look at this. Tell Fox I showed her apron off to a few people at work. And I'm about 5.5 hours into my day, but it's all right. LOL. I had a positive doctor's appointment, and I'll be good. I'll be going to lunch soon. I got you in my ear. Hell yeah, Mikey. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that the doctors went well. I assume so. Which apron did you show, Mikey? Was it? It had to be the one that you showed not too long ago. Yeah. So, yeah, she wants to know what they said, Mikey. Was it a good? Were they happy with it? Did they like it? Do they want? Yeah, go get it. So, my wife will show off the next one that she just finished. She's gonna be selling this one next. It's gonna pop up on her Etsy store. Look at that. Look how fancy that is. He's even got ruffles. Not the potato chips. And a matching oven. She's making oven mitts now, pot holders. She's making a bunch of shit now. That came out really good, though. That apron literally looks like, pink buttons that go with the candy on the straps. Very, very proud of my young lady's aprons. She's doing a great job, man, every day. And now she's working on a school one. She's working on a school one for my sister-in-law, our sister-in-law, for Christmas. Our sister-in-law is a teacher. So I showed the one you sold that's on your IG. They were impressed. I pointed out all the layers and features to it, too. Look at that. Mikey's your salesman. Has your wife ever tried making a soft goods cape for Profit Director or wings for Raptor? No, but that's on our list, Bobby Wald. especially Profit Director Destro. Now, this is the current one she's working on. Now, before you ask, why is the bust is upside down? Because it's meant to be upside down for the person wearing it. So when you're wearing it, you look down and you can see it straight up. That's an apron. Same time, this is the new apron my wife is working on for my sister-in-law or our sister-in-law. Yeah, the liner is puzzle pieces, which could also be for autism. That's an autism thing. So, and she works with special needs children. So it all ties in, all themed perfectly. So if she has any questions, my wife has the answers. It is. So she's doing good work, man. Nice. That's almost my size. But Bobby Wald, we are working on that for sure. Because I want a Profit Director cape for Destro. So she's right now just trying to get her feet wet with the apron business that she's starting. But yeah, starting to the new year, she wants to start having not just aprons. She wants to make 1/12 scale stuff too. Hey, Daredevil Dave, bud, what's up, man? How you doing, brother? I appreciate you guys coming through on this Thursday morning or afternoonish. I'll be on here till about 2:30 latest. I got to run some errands, and then I got to take my dad to the doctor so he can get a sonogram on his fistula. My father has had a fistulogram, if I could be quite honest with you. I don't know if anybody knows. I don't know if you guys know what that is. But before you get dialysis, you got to get a fistula so they can hook it up. And right now he's got it here because last year he fucking collapsed and almost died. So they had to put a direct line into his right here. And so for the last year, he's been trying to get a fistulogram on his arm so he can just take it out of here and put it here now. He's had it done 5 different times. Fucking 4 different times it's fucked up. So this, hopefully, we're hoping the 5th time is the lucky charm here. So I'm taking him to get a sonogram on it so they can make sure that it's working. The poor man has had his arm chopped up. Fucking, I've lost count at this point. And I'm just kind of fed up with it. So I just want him to be okay. So I got to take him fucking this afternoon around 4 o'clock. So I figure I'd come on here now, go to about 2:30, and then focus on my pops. But when I started this goddamn stream, I forgot that I didn't paint the fucking the dye. I didn't seal it with Plasti Dip, so that's right now just sitting there drying. Yeah, man, it wasn't pretty. It hasn't been pretty. The last one, if you want me to get graphic with you, the last one, the fucking staples came apart, and I went to go change the bandage, and all of a sudden I just saw all his insides. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Oh my God. It was not pretty. I had to clean that wound for weeks until it healed. No, that was the one on his arm. Remember, I ran downstairs and I told you? No, that was another whole nother. This last year for my pops has been absolutely brutal. I mean, brutal. He fucking collapsed last year because he had a hematoma and he had a blood clot the size of a softball. And I'm not bullshitting you. I wish I was lying to you. Okay? And he had a 6-inch hole in his chest that I had to fucking make sure healed correctly. So I had to dress the wound dude, by the end of this, by the time my father finally passes on, God forbid, but I will be a field medic. I will know how to do all this bullshit because of what's going on. So, sometimes I get mad that I'm on disability because of my neck and back and everything like that. But if I was at work full time, I don't know how my father would survive at this point. It's crazy, man. So he can't drive anywhere anymore. It's, so it's fucking weird how it worked out that way. But, it's one of those things where I hate to, oh, thank God I got hurt. I don't want to say that shit. But, thankfully I'm home. So he's got someone to take care of. And my mother, too. My mother's starting she's starting her steady decline now into old age. So it's one of those things where it's like, cherish your parents. If you have shitty relationships with your parents, I understand. I'm not going to tell you to go work it out. It's your mom and dad. But if you have a great relationship with your parents or a working relationship with your parents, like one that's good enough, be good to them, because before you know it, it's this, it's doctor's appointments, it's you know, you hear the phone ring, you're like, uh-oh. You know, it's that kind of shit. So just, you know, be good to them. Let you know everything happens for a reason. You're right, Shane. She just said it, and amen, brother. Um, Here's my big worry right now about this stream right now, and kind of putting all my money in the fact that I just painted this fucking thing. Is it's so cold outside that I don't know how long the plastic dip is going to take to dry. Now, plastic dip dries pretty quick, regardless, because it's not real. It's not actually paint. It's like a rubber sealing. So I'm spraying like liquid rubber onto the thing, and then when it dries, it'll dry like rubber. So I might be able to kind of get it in here in a couple minutes, but I figure I'll let that dry. While that's drying, I'll smoke. I'll go back out, hit it with one more coat, finish off my bowl, bring it in, and just spackle it. It is fucking massive, so it's going to take me a while. So that's pretty much what we're going to do today. Tomorrow, I'm going to go live in the morning, right after I drop my pops off at dialysis. And we're going to decorate for Christmas my little diorama back there. It's going to be on the TV. I'm going to set all the cameras up over there. And we're going to be over there tomorrow. We'll decorate it together. But today is just going to be us talking and spreading spackle. Hey, BX Medic in the house. What's up, brother? Hopefully you're having a great day. Hopefully your Thursday's treating you right. I appreciate all you guys coming in, stopping in, saying hello. Just give a like if you haven't. And if you got me in the background, I appreciate you, man. I'm glad that I can provide ambiance for your work day or your day in general, man. I appreciate you. If you like, I can do the whole stream
like this. We can just talk like this the whole time. It'd be like you're talking to Alvin. Alvin and the Chipmunks, right? Okay! I think the edible kicked in. Yeah, fast acting. So I took an edible. I'm in a lot of pain.
In a lot of pain. Hey, Nicotronis. What's up, bud? For real. Nico Tronco. I guess, Shane, you like that fucking Alvin and the Chipmunks, right?
Today, we're gonna build a dial! No, it doesn't, because it brings it down. So I sound like an older chipmunk when I talk normal. But if I bring it up, I sound like Alvin! Haha! Don't do that! That's not nice! Well, it still sounds more like this. Hello, action figure addict. You look pretty delectable. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, God. See, Alvin. Alvin. Alvin!
Okay! Christmas time is here! What?
I don't know. That chipmunk voice is sexy. Sounds like a fucked up Mickey Mouse.
I've had a lot of shit happen to me at Disney World. Oh, I forgot about the part that's my problem.
Oh my goodness. How was everybody's Christmas shopping treating them? I haven't even started yet. Actually, no, I take that back. I bought a couple things yesterday, but like for real, like the bulk of my shopping I haven't even scratched the surface yet. Not this weekend, coming the following weekend. I got a big weekend in terms of money wise because I got a couple of gigs finally. So I'm gonna make some money and then do all my Christmas shopping.
Me, I want a hula hoop.
I know the rest of that lyrics, bro. In about 5 minutes, I'm going to bring it in just to show you where it's at. But I figured if I'm going to have to watch paint dry, So can you. The both of us can. Something about my friend Matt sent me a text about McDonald's. Oh, what's going on, McDonald's? Haven't started shopping yet. Maybe this weekend. Usually wait until. Yeah. I mean, luckily, the people I got to get for, they're not really that hard to buy for. And I've already got shit for my wife. My wife already has 2 Christmas gifts that she already opened. So I'll just have to listen to paint dry. Exactly. You listen to it while I watch it. Please and thank you. If anybody wants to speak to it, I'll allow that as well. But I fucking hate New York. I hate living here because of the cold. It sucks. My back hurts. My knees hurt. My fucking neck is killing me. And paint dries. It takes forever. I need a climate controlled garage. That's what I need. Like originally, I was gonna fucking do what Gaines does with the toy garage, but then I heard his like his pitfalls of it. Like if it gets too cold, the fucking plastic gets stiff and hard, and that's what she said. Or in the summer times it gets like gummy because it's too hot. And I don't want to fucking deal with that. I don't want to start like fucking these things up because of temperature or climate, So that's why I advised against it. Right now I got like I got like robots and cars out there, like shit that I don't really use all that often. But even that, I'm worried. I want to start bringing it inside. I think what I am going to do, though, for the New Year's Eve stream, I'm going to give away one of the Halo mechs that I got, because I bought like 3 or 4 of those things. I blame Negro Ninja, I said. I was a pro wrestler. I mean articulated ninja. I'm talking about fucking, I still got wrestling on the brain. Articulated Ninja, he put that video out about those things, and I bought a couple. So what I might do is I might customize one and give it away. I don't like giving away action figures on streams because you guys already have them. Like if I could tell you how many streams I've watched where like people won something, they're like, nah, I already have it, give it away to somebody else. It's like, I don't want to deal with that bullshit, so I'm just gonna give you something like one of a kind. Something that I know you're not gonna have because I made it. So I think that would be the ticket to give away that kind of shit on New Year's Eve instead of giving away. Don't get me wrong, I'm gonna give away a few things. Like I still have an Iron Grenadier that I'm gonna give away, an Iron Grenadier bat, not an Iron Grenadier, an Iron Grenadier bat that I'm gonna give away, and I'm gonna give away a Heroes for Hire, Luke Cage, Iron Fist 2-pack. So in terms of action figures, I'm gonna give a couple action figures away. But like, I'm not gonna give away vehicles. If I'm gonna give away something big, I'm gonna give you something that you're like, that's interesting. And if I don't think I was ever gonna have something like that. So that kind of shit I'm gonna give away. So now to unfreeze some figures, that's crazy. That dude, I can't. It's so cold out there right now that would happen just being in the garage, man. It's fucking ridiculous. Is it cold down in Florida? Okay. Now, you and I both know that would be an absolute lie, because if you gave me your heart, JMK, I would never give it away. That is a great song. I don't know if it's the lo-fi, because I have lo-fi Christmas music playing under my voice now. Hey, how did you ever get those Iron Grenadiers and Iron Grenadier bats past Woody? I know. Woody's got 60 of each, bro. All this talk of Coke makes me glad I'm an AZ. That's all right. YouTube's kind of fucked up because I don't get certain notifications neither. You said Coke, or you meant cold? Yeah, no. I dude. Understand, man. It's only 50 degrees in the garage, but the figs are super tight. Yeah, man. Once it gets cold, dude, they like literally freeze up. No pun intended. We take this one more time, and I'm gonna go outside and check my dial. I make massive dials, so when I bring it in, Also, hello everyone. It's cold as shit in Oklahoma today. Such is life, brother. I know it. I know your pain. It's 12:03 in the afternoon here in New York, and it already looks like the sun is going down. It's fucking miserable out. It's fucking miserable out. It's about 30 degrees outside. In my garage, it's about 24. It's fucking freezing. For some reason, my garage gets colder than the outside. I don't know why. It drives me crazy. Hey, Abby, what's up, bud? Good to see you, man. Hopefully work's treating you all right. I'll be right back. I'm going to go grab my diorama, all right, guys? So bear with me just 2 seconds. I'm back. All right, guys. So, one thing I love about Plasti Dip is the fact that it does dry pretty quick. So, that's a good thing. So here it is. Ouya Kasha. We'll just switch that up. Boom. That's Plasti Dip. As you can see, it's still kind of. I gotta go out and do another coat. I just wanted to bring you guys. I just want to show you that I am doing a diorama. I didn't rope you guys in to just hang out and listen to me talk for a few hours. I am working on something. It's fucking massive. This thing. I think it's. I don't have my. Babe, is the yardstick ain't in here, is it? No, right? All right, so we're gonna have to do it the old school way. Right. So that right there that I got next to it, that's 18 inches. 18 inches, let's say, right there. All right, so about 36 inches, about 3 feet. 3 feet by about. Holy shit. You know, so it's about 3 feet by 3 feet, man. So, it's a big boy. It's a big fucking dial. The little square windows pop in here. I'm trying to figure out a way to mount it on a hinge system so I can maybe have like Spider-Man lifting it up and climbing in. But it's massive, dude. This thing is a big boy. Hey, Frankie, what's up, bud? How you doing, man? Felix says thank you, by the way. Felix saw that you liked this picture and followed him on Instagram or whatever. So he was here yesterday helping me with shit. And I appreciate this, Mike. We'd be here either way. I appreciate you guys, man. But yeah, so now all I'm going to do is I'm going to hit it with one more coat so I can finish smoking weed. And then when it comes back in dry, I'm going to use my Liquid Tex molding paste. Thank you, Loki Wartooth, for the fucking advice. This is good shit because you can mix paint with it, change any color you want. So if you want the lines to be red, green, blue, purple, whatever, this is what you use. So we're going to do this whole fucking building. This is crown molding. This thing was warped like a motherfucker. Even after I put the frame, there's a frame under this because it's double-sided. So this is obviously the front, and then you flip it over, and you got an inside too. So this is just a pillar made out of EVA foam. I should have used a dowel stick, an actual piece of wood. Probably would have helped with straightening it the fuck out. But now what I'm going to do is I got this piece right here. This molding piece. Okay, I'm going to stick this up here like this. So that'll go off the top here like this. And that should also add a little bit of stability and also hide all my, these are all from clamp. There's some lines here. I don't know if you guys can see them on camera, but when I was clamping the molding down, it made a but I don't mind it being beat up because it's an old factory. It's going to be like an old gym, so I don't care. But this will hide some of it. Where the fuck did that? Oh, it's over there. All right, my miter cutter. But that'll add a little bit of rigidity to it, make it more straight still. It'll fix the fucking problem. And then I'm going to do molding right here on the bottom to do the same thing. So we'll add some stability to it. It'll straighten it out some more for me. Again, this is my dial. I'm not selling this. If in time I might give it away, but this isn't something I'm trying to make money on, so I don't give a fuck about the imperfections. I don't care. Because I want a beat up factory look. So I don't mind that it's beat up a little bit. This is all balsa wood. This is it basswood? Might be basswood. Around here, this might be basswood, but this is balsa. Same thing on the other side. It's balsa wood. Like I said, this is EVA right here. I just added this. Like when you're in a factory, so it has a bumper. So I'm gonna add EVA foam to it to make it look like an actual bumper. But the kicker with this shit, at least what I'm trying to do with it, is let me just make myself big. I got corrugated cardboard. One of these it was a delivery because I get dog food delivered. So this just came with the dog food, but you can buy it at Michael's or Hobby Lobby in the scrapbooking section. But the kicker here is I want to go like this, even though it's not the same size. I got it in the garage. I got another piece. So I would go like this on either side, and I'm going to make it roll up into a mechanism. So I'm going to make a working garage door. So it's going to sit like this, obviously, and it's going to feed into the doorway. And I'd like to make it work with a chain. So I'd like to make a little 1/12 scale chain that you pull on that motherfucker, and the thing comes up. Like, I would love to do that, so I'm going to try. If not, I'll just put it on like a little turn system where you can just kind of move it up yourself. I got to make the track that the door is going to feed into, and I got to make the little mechanism that's going to house the thing. But I'm excited. What did you do for the roll-up door strip down cardboard? Like I said, it's corrugated cardboard. Like I said, this particular piece was together, so it was like this, right? They were together. I just cut it to make it fit, and then I have another piece in the garage that I'm gonna glue on the back, and I'm gonna try to feed it up in it. So I want to make it functional. I want functionality. I love functionality. Okay, I'm a nut job that way. Don't get me wrong. I don't mind the stationary shit. Like, for instance, for Mikey's diorama, everything's stationary. Nothing works. But it's for a shelf. He ain't never gonna fuck with it. To me, I'm gonna fuck with this thing. Like, this is like more like a movie set than it's just a diorama or a prop. So I want the windows to open. I want the door to be able to open. It has to provide practical lighting. What I'm saying? So if it's outside, I need lights to come through the window. For inside, obviously I'm gonna light the inside up, but I want I want moonlight ambiance or street light ambiance to come from the outside and shit. So that'll look good. So yeah, I know. It's gonna be a process. I've done it before, and I almost had it the first time. I almost had it functioning where it'll roll up, but I couldn't get the chain to catch on the little gear that I had fixed into it. So now I got better ones, so I'm gonna try now. I'm gonna try again. If not, then like I said, I'll just put it on a little hand mechanism. You just go and it'll open up the door. Not a big deal. Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. Thank you, Menyoza, and welcome. We got 19 people in here at the fucking 12 o'clock on a Thursday, babe. Hell yeah. Like I said, my wife is home from work because of snow. Hey, Nico Tron, it's your birthday today. Happy birthday, brother. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Neek.
Happy birthday, brother. Are you going to weigh it down so it wants to drop when you... Yes. Thank you, Bobby. You helped me out there. So for the bottom, I'm gonna put like a piece of wood, and I'm gonna put some weight on it so that it'll always sit. It ain't gonna fuck up. But I'm also gonna make a track, so it's gonna fit in a track, and it'll just literally, it won't go anywhere. So I'm not, and it's gonna, like, it's like I'm building a fucking small house, like. But I always tell people, like, if you can build it on a 1/12 scale, that means technically you can build it on a 1/1, right? It's the same thought process. So, I hope it works out. We're gonna give it a shot. Regular doors aren't an issue. I'm just letting this glue dry before I show you that one. I'm actually proud of this door because I made you guys know, because we all went to public school, probably, the bulletproof glass with the wiring inside of it. You see that shit when you go to schools? And you would push it was the door to the stairwells. That's where I always saw them. I made that door last night. It just hit me while I was smoking. I was sitting here with Felix and my wife. My wife was doing her aprons, and I'm just sitting here, just kind of putting shit together. And I'm like, man, I want this door to look better. I don't like it. It looks too plain. It's just a fucking door. And then I remembered that window. I said, fuck, I want to give that a shot. So, I did. Thank you, Frank. Barbie's Dream House doesn't have a roll-up door like that. No, it doesn't. It doesn't have any of the things that I'm into it. I'm trying to make this thing practical. And actually, if I can be quite honest with you, I wanted to put a second floor, like right here. So, like, I wanted this. So when you walk in, right here would be like an office. You ever walk into factories and they got that office right there as soon as you walk in there with the window, like a security office or whatever the fuck it is? I was going to put that here. That would also have like a, I don't want to call it a balcony because it's not really a balcony, but it's like a rail, like think the Bat Cave. Like it's all on like, risers and shit like that. So on a riser with like a grate, like a metal grate here. So you can kind of walk around here, maybe put some equipment up here. I want to utilize all of this. Look at all this fucking wall space. So I want to try to utilize as much as I can and make it modular. So like the office will just attach to it. It's not going to be glued or fixed to it. It'll just kind of slide into place. And all I got to do there is just make some walls. And this thing might take a little finessing because I got to add stairs, obviously, which I will. But it'll go across the whole thing. So the office will be here, and then the railing will go and it'll lock in on this bitch. And it'll go right across, so the superheroes can look out the window. Maybe there's bad guys looking out. If it's a hideout, whatever it is, But I'll have that there, and it'll be able to come down. So if I don't want it, if it's an abandoned factory, I want to put broken ones, I can kind of swap them out. That's where I'm trying to go with this. Those will come in time. For right now, I just need to get it done for my play motion. This is the next set. And basically what I'm doing with this is you're going to see the inside and the outside, obviously, but the outside first, and I'm going to have the Valaverse Vanguard pull up to it. So that's why I need it to be big, because I'm having I can't have that Valaverse truck pull up to like an extreme set. It just doesn't look right. It won't look in scale. I would need the building to be massive. So when that truck pulls up to that building, it looks like, in scale wise, it looks legit. It looks good, man. A catwalk. Thank you, Shane. Jesus Christ. Couldn't find those words, brother. Thank you, man. But yes, that's what I'm, hey, Briscoe's in the house. What's up, bud? How you doing, man? It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Is your garage door going to be big enough for a Ramen A-Team van? I think so. It's a 12 by 12 square. So it's a 12 by 12. I can fit my head through it. So a lot of vehicles will fit through it. The Vanguard probably won't because the Vanguard's mad wide, but I think the bread van will. Now, I know what you're asking. Why the fuck is there this much space? And that is because I want to put little stairs with a railing, and I'm going to have a big ramp that where trucks back into it. So it'll be like a ramp that comes up and flat that'll come into this. So that's what that's for. If you're wondering why it is like such a big gap, I didn't want to put it all the way down to the floor. I kind of like the idea of having like stairs, maybe even a little patio where the stairs come this way and you go up and in. But that's what the motivation is for that. Like I said, so far so good. The most annoying part, at least in my opinion, is going to be all the spackling that I have to do, which I'm going to do in a little bit, or at least as much as I can. I like the idea. I'm going to need you to make something. Oh, buddy, we'll talk, man. We'll talk for sure, dude. I appreciate that. Thank you. Kaiju Kitty's in the house. What's up, bud? How you doing? No problem, Ken. I appreciate you, brother. But this is pretty much where I'm going. And then I'm going to take, like I said, I don't know. I think I said on the Wake and Bake yesterday, or I might have said on the pre-roll. I don't remember. But the box that the Dragonfly came in, so the box that this box came in, that's a perfect building. So you can now, I'm going to dress that up, and I'm going to sit it right next to this, and I'm going to use this. I think this is 4mm. So this is 4mm EVA foam. It's a roll. I used a lot of it already. I got to go get another roll. I'm going to wrap that box in this and then add brick patterns to that as well. So that should be fun. I might do spackling, like stucco. I might do the stucco look, which if you're wondering on how to do the stucco look, you just take some paint, spray paint, and you spray it, and then you just hit sand. Just go get a dollar store sand, and just throw that on and spray it in between coats. Sprinkle it on in between coats, and you'll get that like stucco look when it dries. So that I might do that instead because it'll just save me so much more time. And I might not need all, like, I don't know. I could also just do the front and then leave the sides not brick. I mean, really, dude. You know, I could do siding. I could try siding for the first time. You know, have that like, you know, what is that? But overlap look. So there's a lot of methods that I can do with that next building. But that box is perfect, so I'm keeping that as is. I got a couple other boxes that are just like that, and those are going to be my buildings next to this going forward. I had to, you know, I love Shane's idea, but the idea of getting that much XPS foam, buddy, you are a better man than I am, dude. Because like at least with the cardboard boxes, you can just open them up and flatten them out. That's the goal for me, is to still be able to get that ability to just kind of flatten the box out and slide them in an area where it's completely out of the fucking way. I don't want, you know, the problem with XPS foam, as versatile as it is with diorama making, it's that thick, right? It's a half inch, right? Inch thick or whatever it is, half inch, right? Now you get 3 pieces, right? 4 pieces. If you get 3 walls and a floor, now you're talking, right? Okay, where the cardboard is just gonna flatten out. You might get this much, like this much, you know? That's why I use EVA foam. EVA foam is much thinner, and if you just stick it down to something like a Luan board, the particle board, you know, MDF board, you'll get this much. You can use thinner foam too. They go down to 2mm, which is real thin. I wouldn't recommend that. I would recommend going no lower than 4mm if you're gonna carve shit into it. And it makes it just, like I said, now you got this much space, and you can just slide them in to a fucking bookshelf if you needed to get them out of your way. That's why I use EVA foam for diorama making, because while they're this big, I can just flatten them out of the way against a wall somewhere, and they're all together now, out of my fucking way. Whereas XPS, man, and if that thing falls and cracks, XPS foam is known to crack. It's a whole fucking thing. I had one. I wasn't good at it, and I didn't take the proper time to respect it, Bobby. Like if 3D printing. If I would have respected it, I'd still have my 3D printer, but I didn't. I failed way too many times than I had successes. So it just sat here and it collected dust. And I don't know whose stream it was, but one day Loki Wartooth was saying that he needed one, and I just sent it to him. I said, man, just take this thing. I was like, this thing is just sitting here. You know, yeah, I could sell it and get some of the money back on it, but I'd rather just here. Like you actually helped the toy guys. So here, this is my contribution to you. Help everybody. You know? Didn't regret it then, regretting it now. You know? But this is the way Beautiful Thing works. Like my wife always says, everything happens for a reason. My buddy Manny is selling his now. And he basically was like, listen, dude, he's gonna do the same thing to me that I did to Loki. You know? Where I was he's just like, take it. You know, when you need it, come get it. So I can get another resin printer again and PVA. He's gonna give me both of his printers. He has two. And a curing station. So I'm probably gonna get back into it. But right now, my mind is really on laser cutting. I want a laser cutter. That's what I want. Van Morrissey in the house. What's up, bud? Hey, I appreciate you, man. Cheers, man. Hopefully everything's going well. Also, science weed. That's right. It's the best weed, by the way. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate you. Jeff, you listen. And I like that. My wife doesn't. But it's nice to know that you do. If anybody's wondering what he's talking about, science weed, I'm using an herbalizer or vaporizer. I said, Jeff listens, you don't. See? You just proved my point. I love you. I love you so much. That's very true. That's very true. Let me just take this thing back outside real quick, hit it with one more coat of Plasti Dip, and then I'm gonna come in here and finish my my weed, and then I'll start painting. I'll start spackling. But I want to get at least one more coat. Now here's the, I don't know, Shane, hopefully you're still in here. My thought process is by using Plasti Dip and not paint, when I put the fucking the molding paste, when I wipe it with water, I might not wipe any paint off, because Plasti Dip is a sealant and it's rubber, waterproof, right? So I should be able to just take it right the fuck off without wiping any paint off, because I'm gonna keep the building black. I don't want every building to be the same, and I just did a red building for Mikey, and while I loved the color scheme, it gave me very strong Ghostbuster Firehouse vibes, and I don't want that for this. So I want this to look nefarious. I want this maybe to look a little rundown. So I'm gonna go. Do you warm your Plasti Dip first? Menjoza, look at you. My Plasti Dip, it's right here in room temperature, because it sucks when you spray it cold. Buddy, it fucking drives me crazy. If I could tell you how many times I botched costumes because it was December and I just left this shit outside and just thought it was going to work. But, so, Tony, someone is selling a complete Mafex Bane for $85 if you're interested. I would be, but right now, my purse strings are so tight, I can only make, my big money weekend is the 14th and the 15th. So that's what, next weekend? Not this weekend, next weekend. So until then, I can't make any purchases or anything like that. I would love that Bane, but unfortunately, unless the guy's willing to hold on to it, but I don't think he's willing to hold on to it. Plus, I got to make sure all my Christmas shopping is taken care of. Got a couple more gifts I got to buy the beautiful lady over there while she takes a nap. And I got to buy the rest of my family gifts. So, I did buy some for my nephews. They wanted wrestling figures, so I already got some of them. But I got to get the rest. And my other nephew, I'm giving a computer to, like an actual desktop computer, my old gaming one. I'm going to just clean it off and then give it to him as a Christmas gift because he's starting to get into this whole thing. So, you know, I think that's a nice gift, right? The fucking thing retail, it's worth, if I was to sell it, I could sell it for about $600 to $700. And give it to him as a gift. I think that's nice. Frank, no problem, bud. Get back to work. I appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out. I'll be here for a little bit. So if you get another break, come on in. Thank you. I thought it was a good gift because he's fucking, you know, he's starting to get into streaming. He's starting to get into like all this stuff. And he asked my mother, his mother, like what he's got to do. So she asked me. Well, he came down. She told him to ask me. So he came down and he asked me. And I told him, I was like, "Bud, you need like proper equipment. You don't have proper equipment. You're running off an iPad." I said, "You know, we have to set you up. We have to get you right." So my mother, I think she's buying him a desk. My sister's buying him something else. So I said to them, I was like, don't build him. Don't try to buy him one of those cheap bullshit Walmart computers. Because in 6 months, it's going to be slow as shit. It's going to freeze up. You get what you pay for. Remember that. So anybody who's going to buy a laptop, you get what you pay for. So remember, when you buy a $300 laptop and 6 months from now, you're having processor issues and it's slow as shit. And you're like, what the fuck? It's because you spent $300 on that laptop. And there's probably parts from years ago in there. So just remember that. So I told them that. I said, it's got a fairly good processor, a very good video card. The sound card's pretty good in it. Like I said, it was a built computer. So it's good for Minecraft and Roblox, which is what he always plays. So he's fucking 10 years old, you know? So I said, all right, this should work. You know, my buddy who knows a lot about computers and shit, he said, yeah, that should be fine. That'll run fine. So I was like, all right. He goes, just wipe it. Make sure none of your games are on it, you know, because he wants as much free space on there for him as possible. So I was like, all right. So I'm going to set him up with that. I might buy myself a new monitor because I need one. And I'm going to give him the one I have here. I have like 3-4 screens right in front of me. I don't know if you guys know that, but I have 4 screens here. I have a screen here and I have a TV there. I have TVs retrofitted in this room everywhere. So I always wanted to be Batman. From the laptop, that's just me. Tony has a command center confirmed. It's true, buddy. I have it all set up, man. You need a laptop will work, but it needs to be a good laptop. If you have a good laptop, like I have an Apple MacBook Pro, that works. It's very good. I have no issues. A good like Alienware computer, like ones that are retrofitted for streaming and gaming, then yeah, those work no problem. But anywhere else, like if you go to Walmart, you buy one of those HP $300 fucking things, you're just asking for it in 6 months. It's just not working no more. And you're like, what the fuck? And that's because you bought a $300 computer. Now, I understand we buy what we can afford, but just realize when you're about to purchase that thing, that it's been sitting in a Walmart store for how long? Those parts are outdated probably when they put the thing together, because that's why it's so cheap. So just remember that when you're gonna buy it. My personal opinion, save your fucking shekels and buy something that's worth it. If you're gonna dive into something, don't half-ass it. That's what I always tell people. I tell my wife that shit all the time. If you're gonna do something, don't half-ass. Then people can tell when you half-ass that. If you admit you half-assed it, then fine. But just admit it. Yeah, I'm half-assing it. You know, I do this shit all the time. Yeah, I half-assed it just because I want to get it done. You know, but just remember that. Macs, they're great for video production. You're absolutely right, Jeff. Yes. That to me, they're the standard. That's why I told Abby get a Final Cut Pro, because that's the standard for Apple when it comes to editing. But you can get a good Windows computer. I have a ThinkPad for all our video production, for our live stuff, and it works great. Had it 4 years. I don't put nothing on it. I don't touch it. It just sits in its bag with the video production equipment, and it's great. It runs fast, and it can be upgraded. So ThinkPads, if you get a Lenovo ThinkPad, that can be upgraded, and you can get a real strong one. So that's a good laptop to use for streaming as well. But like I said, I've had people ask me questions like, why is my laptop suck? And they show me. I was like, oh, it's because you bought it at fucking Walmart. That's why. It's a fucking Hewlett Packard fucking, POS 700. Like, that's what it is. It's exactly what you got. You got what you paid for. That's about right. That's about right. Yeah, and that's exactly true. And processor. So however strong, like my buddy already bought me this computer because I asked him. I was like, yo, I need to upgrade the one I'm going to give to my nephew because I needed to Premiere Pro, and Premiere Pro it was not running. It was crashing or run very slow. So he sent me one with enough RAM and processing power to run everything. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, if you're gonna do video editing and video production, like post production, not this, because this is all run through StreamYard. This you can do on a laptop because StreamYard takes care of most of your problems. So most of all of your issues that you would have if you were running through OBS, StreamYard takes care of. All you got to have is a good internet connection. That's why I don't mind using this. That's why I don't mind paying for this, because it's like, all right. Now, don't get me wrong. I could probably buy vMix, which is like the standard video live production equipment they use. But I don't want to pay monthly fee to that when I can pay $50 to this and it does everything that I need. Everything's right here in its little fucking, like you can load video clips into this and everything like that. Whereas when you load it into a program, now you're running off your computer, you're running off your RAM, you're running off all your shit. So if it's not up to snuff, you're gonna get lag, you're gonna get freezing, you're gonna get buffering. That's a big issue that no one takes account in all this shit when it comes to video production. They just think, oh, you hit a button, boop, and you go live. No, fuckface. It takes a lot of shit. Shit's got to all run together. Like all my stuff is hardwired. Like we use SDI wires, not even HDMI. We use SDI because the signal is faster, so that everything still matches correctly, and I will get you a crisp HD feed on a live feed, no problem. But my internet has to be good. So I have to be hardwired to their building. If you're going to sit here and tell me I got to be Wi-Fi, then I got to dumb down the stream to 720 at least, at best. And that still might suck. You still might get lag and buffering and blur. It's all fucking annoying as shit. But there's a science to it, man. And once you figure it out, you're like, oh, this is easy. So that's why when I came to StreamYard, I was like, oh my God, they do everything for you. All you do is load the shit in. Like, okay, this is easy. And it even does the shit where you can change camera angles and cameras fucking things. Like, you do this shit. Like, and I have the Stream Deck, so I can just hit the buttons here and do this shit. So, it's crazy how everything works now. Because my wife was using Canva yesterday. She made a fucking flyer for Felix. If you guys see, if you follow Felix and you see that thing says now taking bookings, she made that yesterday on Canva. And I said, fuck, I do all this stuff on Photoshop. Like that, I'm so predisposed to all that shit. And I'm not realizing that all this stuff is coming up quicker. Like you just hit remove background and it removes everything. I was like, what the fuck? There's a time where you had to key all that out. What the hell's going on in this world? That's the kind of AI I like, though. AI that helps you, not AI that does it for you. Just kind of helps. Canva is amazing. What video card do you have, Jeff? You don't mind me asking. I'm going to ask that question, and I'm going to go paint this real quick. I will be right back, guys. So just bear with me. I promise. It'll take me 10 minutes. I'm back. All right, just gotta let it dry now. That should be a good enough coat. I really gave it to it. Oh, yo, Joe Jerks in the house. What's up, bud? Hopefully you're having a good day. Hopefully work ain't too stressful. Make sure you guys check out Yo Joe Jerk tonight on the Mega Powers, of course, with games and disavow figures. Those are my guys. 8 p.m. promptly on Yo Joe Jerk's channel. I appreciate you coming in, bud. Okay, that's not that bad, Jeff. That's starting to become. Cause I think I might have the one just above that. In the computer that I'm going to give to my nephew. I think it's a 16. Or not a 16. It's a 12. I think it's a 1260 or some shit that I'm going to give to my nephew. This one in here it's a G. I don't know what the fuck. It says it right here on the side. I can see it. It's all lit up. Yeah. So I have the same one in here, Jeff, but I think it's a higher number. It says GeForce RTX. So did it really? Wow. I'm starting to get kind of sour on the G.I. Joe Classified, man. Not sour in the sense that I don't like it, but just like, how much more do I need? I assume the Neon guys are coming now, right? They gotta be. They gotta be coming up the pike now. At some point. Same, Tony. Yeah, I like the G.I. Joe figures. Don't get me wrong, but like, classic. Yeah, okay, classic American Heroes. All right. Yeah, it's kind of like becoming like, ugh. Oh, how many more army men do I need? Because now it's getting weird. It's like, I didn't know G.I. Joe had Falcon. You see that Raptor guy, and I'm like, wait a minute, when did G.I. Joe get Falcon? What is this? This is crazy. You guys get the whole Defiant or just the shuttles? Uh-oh. That Defiant is the spaceship, right? That's that whole, like, space station. Mega Marine. Jesus. What was that? Chad said Eco Warriors, right? That was the real Neon shit. If I'm not mistaken. Like I said, G.I. Joe had me for a very small period in the 80s. Because of my pops. He watched The Real American Hero. But once they started with the Globulists and the weird flying people, he was out and so was I. Like, there's certain things I can take. Like, for instance, like if there's a flying monster guy in Conan, all right, okay, I believe that's Swords of Sorcery. You know, flying monster guy in Batman, yeah, I can believe that. That's a superhero. That's a super world, right? That's crazy, right? But like the military stuff, where it was supposed to be like they were fighting Cobra, who was like a terrorist organization, and then all of a sudden they had these weird, like mutant bad guys. I was like, that's odd. that doesn't match up. Okay, yeah, I'm glad I'm right. I'm glad I got that right, guys, because I'm very bad at the vehicle names. The only thing I know is the whale, because as a kid, I loved that because it could actually float on water. Anything that's functional, it always got me to as a kid. Like obviously planes, I know can't really fly, so I understand that aspect. But like a car, I always felt like would be better as a remote control car because at least you could, it moves. You could kind of like, because I'm thinking in the eye of like a movie. I used to drive my friends crazy because when we would play with action figures, I would be like, "No, you can't do that because in the story it has to go this way," and they were like, it would piss them off because it was like, we're playing toys, we're not doing that. What are you doing? because I was like trying to, even as a kid, trying to frame it up as like a movie or how it would be. Like, I don't know. That's just how I was. I was a psycho. How fucking as a nut job as a kid. The Headmen and the Headhunters are bad as fuck. Who are they? Yeah, so once gravity takes over, that's it. They'll glide. Oh, they'll glide. It's the landing part. They'll fly. It's the landing part. Which way are they gonna land? They're gonna come crashing this way. They're just gonna go nosedive. I was never able to give like flying vehicles as a kid. So I never was like. I think the only flying vehicle I had was when was it Kenner, the Batman movie stuff. I had that, which was pretty cool, and that didn't last long in my house because I was a very destructive kid. But it was, back then you didn't really appreciate what you had. I wish I knew that, what I know now. Cartoon was always a little out there. What do you mean, G.I. Joe? So, like, even when they fought Cobra, like, I could understand, like, some of the stuff that they were doing, though. When I was watching it with my pops, and, like, the mass device and the weather thing and this, I like, okay, they're trying to take the world over and try to hold it for ransom by being like, I will make it rain every day, but I could get behind that because it's just like a bad guy group of soldiers, right? They had a benefactor in Destro. So he's like, I can understand all this. This all works in my mind. But when Globulus came out of a weird shell thing, didn't he? So I don't remember. It was very, very, very blurry on the details. I don't remember all that stuff. Oh, that's sick. That's awesome, dude. See, I don't have any of that stuff. I wish. I had the '89 stuff, and I had the 1992 Batmobile that came apart and became the missile. I had that Batmobile. I love that Batmobile. I had both of them. I had that one, and I had the one where the guns flipped from the first movie. So I had the first movie one with the guns that just flipped on there. God, I used to love those. That's awesome, dude. That is fucking awesome. I'm 100% sure I'm buying it. It's crazy, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. Cops and Crooks. Now they said, was it Fresh Monkey Fiction's doing it? Am I wrong? I think I just read an announcement that said them and Big BBTS announced that they're doing it, which is cool. That's cool, man. That's cool. Can we take a second to? Zakanin is everywhere recently. He was on Laser Pants yesterday. Like Zakanin, that guy's a star, man. Got a great voice too. But I have to send him some voiceover work. He told me, what would he do? He did a voice for me, and I liked it. I told him, we'll go with that. I think it was like he tried to do Tombstone. I'm going to do a Tombstone thing, but then I just made Tombstone Italian. Oh, these are Ross Head Jack. And Muscles. Muscles, is that weird show? I was like a wrestling show, right? No. Am I wrong? Fatal Fluffies. Very out there. What is that? What was that, Minjos? Was that a cartoon? You ever get to that point where you watch cartoons and you turn around, and Muscles. That's very true. It is true. You got the voice, the muscle, you got the look. In the wrestling business, Abby, you know what we call that? We call that the it factor. He's got the it factor. He takes to this. It's natural to him. He doesn't try. And it's rare when you see that kind of shit. Sometimes you can see people try. You're just like, I'm gonna try, just be you. It's fun. It's better to be you than to try to be somebody else, or try to be a version of yourself that you think you are. Those never works, man. I watched that happen enough times in pro wrestling to have to explain to people. You just got to turn you up. You got to change you. You're not trying to be a different version of yourself. You just got to turn you up. The only time you change yourself in wrestling is when you go heel. And the only time I'd say you change yourself is you turn into the worst version of yourself. So you weigh the options in your head. So when you're in a storyline, someone's like, well, you're going to come out and do this. And if you're a bad guy, depending on what kind of bad guy you are, you decipher what's the worst case scenario. And that's the one you go with. A little ring psychology for you guys this afternoon on a Thursday. Hey, Ostradamus Toys. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for popping in on the lunch break. Hope your lunch is treating you right. Hopefully your day is treating you right. I appreciate all you guys coming in here, man. For real. Feels good. So cool. I have a few of the toys. Well, I'm going to buy the new ones. If when Fresh Monkey Fiction drops them, I will definitely be picking some up. Because I just kind of I always like expanding into other ones. I'm kind of like I just said, and with all due respect to Marvel Legends, I'm kind of like when people say, oh my God, Hasbro might lose it. I'm like, it's one of those things where it's like, all right, I kind of hit my fill. I mean, how many more Ghost Riders, how many more Wolverines, how many more Spider-Mans, how many more Captain Americas, Iron Mans? Like, okay, might be time to, I want DC to go somewhere. I know Jeff said Jada Toys, and Jeff, God, from your lips to God's ears, dude, please, hopefully that happens. I would love that. I would truly love that. That's a big word. But he is. Like I say, he's got that if factor. Oh, thank you. I've been around it long enough, in or around it. I can honestly say that. Oh my God, did they really? I didn't know none of that. See, now you're throwing me off, bro. I don't know none of that. It is weird. You are right. That is fucking weird. Like, what the hell, dude? Everybody who's joining me just now, I have my diorama piece. It's drying in the garage. So I'm not just sitting here. We're literally watching paint dry together. Or as JMK so eloquently put it, he's listening to paint dry while I, watch it dry. So, but I appreciate you guys coming in to hang out. I appreciate you stopping in. When it comes back in here, I will start working on it, at least for an hour or two, or an hour and a half, because I have 2:30. I got to stop. Yeah, I started the stream, and then I literally looked down at it and goes, "Oh fuck, I didn't seal this, so I had to seal it." Luckily, it's just plastic dip, so it dries pretty quick. Another 5 minutes, it'll probably be done. So by 1 o'clock, it'll be ready to go. So I'm still gonna leave it in here to kind of room temp, and then I'm gonna start with the spackling because I gotta add a lot of water to it. So I'm making a factory building / bad guy hangout / gym, because that's really what I'm using it for this next thing. So it's fairly big. It's a 3 foot by 3 foot diorama piece. It's got a big garage door that's going to have a working roll-up mechanism. So I got my door here. It's obviously going to have 2 sides because it's a double-sided diorama. And this will roll up into a mechanism like this so that I can actually... Now, I was going to try and do it with a chain. I was telling everybody in chat before, like I said, this is for the new people coming in. I was going to do it with a chain. So I got to get the gear big enough to turn this motherfucker because it's going to be heavy. Because this is heavy duty corrugated cardboard. Because this, like I said, this came in a package. You can get the scrapbooking one from Michaels or Hobby Lobby. It's just smaller. So these are a little bit bigger. This kind of looks like a garage door. So I'm definitely saving this for another door that I'm going to make. But I'm going to put the thin side on this side So it's going to be on the inside. So I don't really care. So it's just gonna roll up into that motherfucker like this. You know, those pull chains are for ceiling fans. I saw they make gear for those chains. Oh shit! Is there any way you can link me, Bobby? Whether it's Instagram or Facebook, whatever, because that might be my option. You know. All right, Jerk. Thank you for stopping in, buddy. I appreciate you, man. Take it easy. Have a great show tonight, and have a great rest of your afternoon. Thanks, bud. So, I think once it's painted, it's going to look real nice. The question is, do I beat it up or do I leave it all nice and shiny? I might just paint it black. I am going to try and graffiti it up. This is the first time I'm actually going to try that. I'm going to use stencil work. I'm not an artist by any means, so I'm not going to attempt it by hand until I get comfortable enough. So usually what I do is I do a lot of stencil work first, try to get used to like the motions of how it has to be drawn and shit. He just beat it. I appreciate you, Jerk, man. Have a great afternoon. So I'm gonna try graffiti. We'll see how it goes. Fingers crossed. Like I said, I'm no artist, especially when it comes to that kind of stuff. That's a whole another kind of art that I'm not privy to. So, but we'll see. I'm gonna try to make a little Easter eggs. Maybe make like a LS or Legend series. Maybe do like a little shout outs or some shit like that. I might put some stickers that I got. I got so many stickers from you guys now. I've just been collecting them. They're all over there. So I might just start kind of sticking them on. Maybe someone stuck like a poster or some shit. Like, yeah, you guys just like maybe it looks like a band poster or some shit. Sprocket driven, like a bike chain. I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't be able to. You know, that's kind of my idea for it, Mike. Was I have like a sprocket that I got in like a scrapbooking thing. It was a bunch of small ones. And I was just gonna attach that to this to a dowel stick, and then staple this to the end of the dowel stick, right? And then logically, right, I would sandwich the chain in between the sprocket, and then it should just work. That's logic, but I don't know because it's, you know, we'll see. That's my idea. But if Bobby Walters tell me they make it for the fucking, I think those are for blinds, right? Those pull chains, because you pull them down, the blinds open. So I gotta find those. If I can find that, I might be able to just use that and it'll just pull this fucker up. You know, that'll look good. I'll be okay with that. It's only gonna open from the one side, from the inside, obviously, because why would you want a chain on the outside? Although I guess you can do it on the outside, couldn't you? Because you would just lock the doors with, they use the padlocks to lock these. Like they have the holes, they push those. I'll never forget this in the city. Anybody from the city knows this. When it's time to close up, and the guys come outside with the big fucking bolts, and they pull the thing down, and they stick the bolts through, and they padlock those motherfuckers. So I guess you could put on the outside. That just dawned on me. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you, Bobby. I appreciate you, brother. Much appreciated. Let me go get that thing. I'll be right back. It should be fairly dry. Fairly dry. All right, I'm back. All right, so yep, it's pretty much as I suspected. It's just about dry. I'm gonna let it sit maybe another couple minutes just to kind of get room temp dry. There was a couple of damp spots, not like wet. But it will, if I wipe it with water, it'll probably come up. So I don't have that happen. But at this point, it's just gonna be me spackling this thing as best I can. I'm gonna go get my paper towels, get some. I don't know what I did with my sponge. I had a sponge that I was wiping it off with. I'm gonna go look for that. Honestly, I think it's in the garage, so I'm gonna grab that. And my cup. As you can see, it's pretty much fine. Touch. There ain't nothing really coming off it. Like I said, I just want to give it a couple minutes just to kind of room temp dry. And then I'm gonna go to work. I did mess up a couple times. I don't know if you guys can see it. There's a line where I just kind of went off on the brick by accident. I'm fine with that because I'm just gonna put something over it. You're not gonna see it. But it should be good. I'm gonna put some, like I said, graffiti up here and what have yous. Oh, some. I'm gonna do the same light here like I did for Mikey. Garage door's gonna be here. Might do another spotlight here. So it's a little wet here, a little damp right there. So I'm gonna let that dry. So I'm gonna have 2 spotlights here and here. I might do a couple. So I might do right here and here. So like when you back the truck and the truck, the driver can see the bay. Like I said, I'm going to put a little balcony here. I don't say balcony, fucking stoop. That comes down a couple steps to this with a railing. That goes all the way around into the wall. I'll just kind of drill out a hole, feed the railing in. It'll be modular, so I can take it out and I can just put something else there if I need to. Maybe like a fucking like an electrical outlet, just so I can just plug the hole. I don't know if I'm gonna put any posters up, although I do have a couple X-Men posters still. So I might do something to decorate. It's supposed to be a gym. The reason I did it this way too is I can hang any sign I want from the side. So if I want to hang like a sign here, I'm gonna put a hole here to hang like a cool sign. That's why I want a laser cutter. I want to make little wooden signs, like dioramas and stuff like that. I know you can print them, but I don't know. I love the idea of getting it engraved and all that other shit. You can use metal. You can actually use metal with it. Maybe cut out actual like aluminum and make like cool metal signs. I can make Wolverine claws with it. I want to be able to engrave all kinds of crazy shit for like whether it's a play motion idea or a stop motion idea, whatever it is, the photography shot. But you can also make it like, I could put a piece of like, I would like to get the 2x2 size if they have it, like a bed 2x2, and you slide in a nice big piece of aluminum and have it engraved like some like sci-fi like doorway, and then cut the door out for you so you have the door perfectly. That's the kind of shit I want to use the laser cutter for. So like, I know you could 3D print all that cool stuff, but you know how long that would take? Days, weeks, you know? Whereas a laser cutter would just cut a piece of metal out and engrave it for you in a matter of a couple hours, probably, maybe, at the tops. Yeah, it's going to be a gym for my play motion video, but you know, I mean, you can literally, you know, enter imagination here. It could be a rundown warehouse. It could be a brand new warehouse. I'm going to keep it this color though. I like this black, and with the white spackling, it'll really be nice. You know, this I'm going to paint this door frame. I'm going to paint gray or silver. Same with this. I'm going to put some pads on here. So if you guys know, if you ever worked at factories or worked as a truck driver, they always have the pads here. So when the truck, just in case the truck comes too far back, it'll hit the pads and he knows he's where he needs to be. So I'm probably going to put that here. Like I said, this is going to have its own, like, it'll come out maybe about a foot. We might make a square, a 12x12 square, right? I don't know if I have a piece of wood here. No, I cut it all up. All right. But that'll be like a 12x12 square that'll come down on a ramp. So the truck will back up and into the bay. If it's a factory. So like I said, it'll be modular. And if it's not a factory, if I'm going to make it a gym, then it could just be a 1 foot by 1 foot square that has gym equipment on it. And maybe you do CrossFit outside. So the garage door is open and the battle ropes go inside and you got just your gym equipment, shit like that. So could it be a boat? No, but it could be the back of a factory building for your dock that you wanted, you know? So, but I love this thing. I mean, I guess it could be a boat, but no, a boat wouldn't be brick. Very God, Tim Burton would approve of this gym. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, I'm trying to think, like, you know, I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to hit it with red because I've done it now so many times. I did it on your building. I did it on the building that I did the first time. So I wanted to try something different. Also, I just think when you like hit it with like graffiti and shit, that shit should pop. It should. I don't know. I don't know. It's a tank. A boat will come out of this hole. So if it's for a dock, maybe it feeds right into the water, and you can have the boat there. Because I do have the Fortnite boat. So that's not out of the realm of possibilities. It's not out of the realm of possibilities, dude. So great ideas. That's what this is, guys. This is think tank. Oh, my goodness. But I'm very happy how it looks. I mean, I can maybe hit it with a gray, maybe bring it up with some gray. But after I hit it with the spackling, that'll, I think, bring up some color to it. But it might not because this is, like I said, this is Plasti Dip. This is rubber coating. So this is like waterproof. So the water, like I should be able to wipe this right off. And it, like I said, it's going to pop the white. I was thinking about making this gray because I had to do it for the He-Man diorama anyway. So I was thinking about just adding a little bit of black paint and just mix it until it turns gray. And then having it gray and black. But then I was like, well, that might be too dark. So when I light this thing, it's going to be real hard to light it because it's going to be dark. So it's just going to absorb all the light that I hit with it. So that's why I figure if I keep this white, at least it'll have something to bounce the light off of and at least bring it up so you'll see that it's a building, you know? You know, thinking about that right now might be the only reason why I might paint it gray and bring it up. Because of lighting it. It might be a bitch to light it. But, I mean, I can always go through and one by one hand paint the bricks. Maybe one's a light gray, dark gray, and just go do shades of gray and black. Maybe I'll do that just to kind of bring it up. For my classified Rambo. Because if you're asking about that, I default to Mikey for that. Yeah, hit it with a dull brick red. I have that in the garage. Like I said, I could do that, but I don't want to make it too red. I don't want to make it too red. I don't know what I should do. Because like, what's going to happen too, dude, when I hit it with the spackling, when I hit it with this and I wipe it with the water, it's going to bring a lot of that paint up anyway. So it might bring it, because when I did it to Mikey's, it brought the red. The red was very rich when I hit it first time, but when I put the spackling and I wiped it all off, it got very dull, very dark, and it actually started to look more like a brick. And I was like, okay, that looks even better. I don't know if I'm gonna have that same success with this because, like I said, this is rubber coating. So maybe hitting it, even maybe if I hit it with like just a light coat of white, just to kind of bring it up to a gray. So when I wipe it with the water, it'll just look gray. It'll be gray and white. Chalk would work to fill out the grout to get the highlights. That's a good question. Chalk might actually work on this, Mikey. It might actually work. Like I gotta wait a little bit. It's still a little damp right here, and I think it's damp in some spots up at the top. I'm also, you know, before I go crazy and say, well, it's going to absorb all this light, the garage door is going to be closed. It's going to be silver. That will reflect light. This is going to be gray or silver. That will reflect the light. The windows are going to be I'm not going to darken these. I'm just going to hit them with the, the oil that is basically just like it's like a clear coat almost. It just protects the wood. It doesn't really darken the wood. So these are going to look exactly the same. So that should bring it up. The moldings, I'm going to paint gray. They're going to be cement. So they're going to be gray. So that should bring it up. And with all this spackling, that should bring it up too. So I should be fine. The door is also going to be obviously a color. I'm going to have the cement blocks. It's going to be lit. All right. I'm figuring it out. We're figuring this out together. I hope you guys don't mind. I hope this is a good episode. I'm sorry if I'm boring. If you did red on top of it, like you said, might help. Yeah. Like I said, if I'm going to paint everything the way I'm going to paint it, it should bring it up enough as is. Because if I go out there and take it and put right now, I gotta wait for that to fucking dry. And it's already 1:15. Because then I just don't have to black wash it either. So I don't have to hit it with a black wash to darken it. It'll already be ready to go. This thing will be ready to go once I get this shit on here. But you know what? Here's what we do. We just test. If it doesn't work, fuck it. Right? We'll try. Let's give it a shot. All right? So I'm gonna go and get the sponge so I can get some water, and then we're gonna go to work. I'm gonna use my spreader, spackling. I got a big one just in case, and I got a thin one just in case I gotta get into some cracks. I'll be right back. Let me just go find that sponge. Alrighty, Roo. So I couldn't find the sponge that I used for the last one, so I just had to grab a new one. All right, so we're gonna give this the old college try. All right, see you on the other side, Ray. I'm sure Jeff got that. As you can see, goddamn, this thing fills right in. Really just fills those gaps. I do a little at a time too, because I don't want to make a fucking mess, and then it starts to dry, and I'm trying to scrub it off. So just do it like this. Try to get it in as much as you can. And I use these little spatulas. You get them at Home Depot. They're in the paint department. When I was in high school, we was in an auto body class. That's what we used to spread to all the auto body work. I think that's what it's for. It's Mondo. Right. So of course this is going to get messy. So just prepare for that. And then just kind of wipe until it gets, like, wet. Then, all right, I gotta level this on more. Just wipe it down. Just kind of wipe until you get it nice and good. Now you tell me, does that already stand out? Right? Am I crazy? Hey, later, Abby. Thank you for hanging out, but I appreciate you, buddy. That looks pretty good now. What do you guys think? Should we continue on? Let's press on. What time is it? 1:19. We're pressing on. We're going to do the whole bottom section. And then this is pretty much, after I get back from the doctor with my father, pretty much what I'm doing for the rest of the afternoon. So while Jerk and everybody's talking, while they're figuring it out, shout out, boys, on Jeff's channel tonight. Mikey, Zakanin, and Jeff kind of figure it out at 8:30 p.m. If I'm not mistaken, on Jeff's channel. Check it out. I'll be doing this while they're doing that. Just hanging out while they're figuring it out. Boom! That's a plug. That's a plug if I ever heard one, boys. Vince McMahon used to be like this. I can smell the money. Good. And that's why I love this spatula. It kind of scrapes everything right off, so it makes the sponge job easier. You get like extras, so you can just kind of really get more bang for your buck too, I believe. I can use as much as possible by just scraping it off the fucking foam itself. A lot of it gets on there. But I will say, the Plasti Dip so far so good. I haven't seen any wipe off of black paint, or in this case, Plasti Dip, obviously. I'll just leave that there in the water. It's holding pretty good. So, Shane, if you want to paint any buildings black, I would highly recommend Plasti Dip. Where's that camera? No wipe off, like whatsoever. They do have different color Plasti Dips. They have red. So, if you hear me, if you're still listening, Shane, they do have red Plasti Dip if you want to give that a try. And you won't get rub off. Look at that. I want to paint it black. Oh yeah, I'm gonna take a shit ton of breaks. How do you do the molding at the top, Tony? Oh, that's literally crown molding. I just bought that from Home Depot. The small one is also at Home Depot. So this one is also, it looks just like this, but much smaller. And I flipped that the other way around so they have a ledge. I did it this way because the thicker part of the molding is on the bottom here. And I wanted it so it would straighten out the whole set because it was a little warped. So, but yeah, man, no rub off, Shane. So I would use this, dude. I would start using this shit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They have they do have red plastic. They have gray, white, red, I think blue. So they have different colors. What do you mean? Can you add color layers whenever you want to change the backdrop? I mean, I guess if you wanted to paint it different colors, you could. I seal all my stuff with plastic dip, and I just wanted a black building because I just wanted like a darker building. Because everybody paints the buildings red. Everybody paints them gray or beige. I kind of wanted to go with like, I've seen a few buildings in the city like this, though, a few factory buildings like this. They were painted straight black, and they look cool. Because at nighttime, they just disappear. So it's pretty sick. But I'm adding this white spackling in between so I can bring it up for lighting when I shoot with it. And all the molding is gonna get painted gray, so it's supposed to be like cement and like steel and shit. Because like this frame is gonna be painted metal, like a metallic silver or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I'm using Liquitex molding paste. Shout out Loki Wartooth, gave me that idea. I know Shane uses regular spackling. While cheap and effective, does work. I wanted to use this because he told me you can add paint to it and change it to any color you want. And when I'm done doing this one, I'm gonna add gray to it, and I'm gonna do my my Castle Grayskull in between the rocks. Fill it in. So, but I was gonna add gray to it for this too, but I didn't want to darken it too much. I want the building to kind of bounce some light. So I figure the light with some of the white in between, the silver accents, the gray, should bounce enough that you'll see the building and shit like that. At least we hope. But, like I said, if you don't want paint rub off, because when you add regular spray paint and you start with this shit and you start adding water and sponging everything off, the paint comes with it. Whereas Plasti Dip is a rubber coating designed to be waterproof and protect whatever you're coating it with. So whatever I coat this with now, it's protecting the foam. It's not going to work against me. So now when I wipe this shit off, I don't get no paint rub. Nothing comes off. But I'm also, like I said before to you guys, you see how it kind of lightens up the bricks. You got to wipe it at a certain way to kind of make sure you don't, And then look at that. Ooh, look at that. Woo! We're digging that. Furniture is expensive, bro. I mean, I guess you could if you wanted to change the color and stuff like that. So you build a building for every color variation you like. Yeah, no, it's actually. I mean, you could just put this in post and change it any color you want. Yeah, you could do that, Snape. But I mean, in terms of like when you're shooting this stuff, what I noticed when it came to stop motion, if you shoot it and it looks flat, like even if like let's say I can shoot this building once and then multiply it in post, it still won't look right unless there's actual buildings there. So if you have to paint in different colors, you have to paint in different colors. It's all about time, how much you want to devote to it, I guess. But I always say the devil's in the details. So the more buildings you have, the more 3D it looks, the better the shot's going to be, man, because it's just going to look so cool in the depth of field and everything like that when everything looks legit. That's why I'm making this building so big, because the Vanguard's a pretty big truck, man. And I want the Vanguard to pull up next to it. I don't want it to dwarf the building. And sometimes even with like extreme sets, it could do that. And I don't want that to happen. I want the building to be like a character too. So when you see the building, you're like, oh shit, that building's cool. It's cool looking. It's big. Look at the fucking size of that thing, Let me take my last hit of the day before I shut this thing off. I got some weed in this. Fuck that. Hit it again in a second. Just finish this up. Now it's wobbling because of that stupid kind of worked against me. I put that fucking pillar in, and now it's working against me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use these windows to maybe say fuck you and balance it out so it doesn't do that shit no more. There you go. All right, let me grab my thing here. I will say at first when I bought this jar, it is expensive. This molding paste, it's $15, and I was worried that I was going to run out. And I think I might have enough to at least do this whole thing right here, which is good because, like I said, this shit is not cheap. A big jar of it is $30. So they have this jar, which is 15, and then they have a bigger jar of it, which is about double the size, I guess, for 30, for $29.99. I mean, I'm digging this. At first, I was like, I don't know if I want to. They might want to paint it red. Might want to bring it up, but I'm actually starting to dig. It's reminding me of a wrestling building that I used to wrestle at. Give me strong pro wrestling vibes. Bobby was still in here, he'd say yeah. I'm sure he's been to enough indie shows. But fuck that, even like you guys been to enough indie rock concerts, the black brick walls, those shits look sick, man. Wipe that up. Fucking A. At first I was questioning it. I was. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I'm starting to dig it. I think it's gonna bring it up nice. Because on camera I can already see it, how good it looks. Oh, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you, man. That is absolutely true, Shane. I couldn't agree more. Thank you, brother. Thank you, guys, man. I appreciate it. So, I think my decision is made. I think we're doing it this way. I like it. All right. So, let's just keep going until I run out. Okay. Motherfucker. This stuff, once it hardens, I noticed it adds a little bit of stability to the foam. So that's a good thing too. And since it's such a big piece, I'm praying that I don't get a lot of cracks with it, and that it doesn't gonna fall apart on me. EVA foam has a little bit more give than XPS, so when you fill this with XPS, there's no give. But that's why I got this cardboard, this wood, everything's supposed to hold it together. You know, we're trying different things here on Freshly Baked. I do things like a real pothead. Like I told Mikey a couple times, I work backwards. We make mistakes, then we fix them. It's all about the learning process for me. That's why I appreciate everybody who teaches, who shares their knowledge, like guys like Duarte and everybody else. They need to share it so that you don't make mistakes constantly. Make a few, but learn from them. You know? I think from now on, all my dioramas will be plasti dipped. I think Shane, you might agree, right? I think going forward, I'm going right to plasti dip. Like even if you seal your XPS foam with Mod Podge or whatever the fuck you seal it with, then seal it with plasti dip, because plasti dip, the paint doesn't come off, so it's going to stay exactly as you want it. So if you want it red, that red's going to stay bright and vibrant. If you want it to come down, then use obviously the regular spray paint, and then whatever primer you want. But I don't know. I think that's going to work. See, what I would do is I would hit it with like red primer, then Mod Podge that, or seal that, then paint it again, then do all this. Because at least you're not rubbing all of the red off. But I rubbed a lot of red off when I that sounds so bad. When I was handling Mikey's diorama. When I was doing that shit with this stuff, this molding paste on the second I wiped the sponge, I could literally see the red on the sponge, and I was like, oh shit, that takes a lot of paint right the fuck off. And then to forget when you start wiping it off with the paper towel. When I looked down at the paper towel, I saw it was red paint everywhere. I was like, what the fuck? I wiped a lot. But like I said, I kind of got the desired effect that I wanted, because it darkened his diorama to a point where I was like, oh, the black wash might not even really be necessary as much as I thought I was going to need. So I just did one black wash and it was enough. But fucking hey, it took a lot of paint off with the red, with the water. Yeah, thank you guys, man. I appreciate you all. Yeah, I gotta say, like I said, I was gonna add gray paint to this molding paste, and but I felt like it would have just made it too dark. I didn't want it too dark. I wanted some kind of brightness to it, so that it would reflect light. I need to shoot with it. It's a part of my play motion. Rise of the Mutants, Part 2. I started that play motion thing, didn't even realize, like I think too big, you know? You write, I don't know, I'm sure Jeff will attest to this because he's a writer as well. And any writer who's in here will attest to it. When you start writing, you just think big. You don't realize about money and budget and what you don't have and what you need. You just start writing, you know, because your imagination takes over. And that's what happened with this thing. My imagination started taking over, and I saw myself with many sets that I did not have. It's like, wait a minute. I don't have that one. I don't have that. What the fuck? I was like, oh, it looks like I'm going to be building a lot of shit in the coming months. And honestly, I got to say, I built a lot of shit this last year. All right. Let's get that off the foam. Let's get our head out of the gutter. Okay. I had hold was painting Mikey's diorama, I had a small sponge that I would just kind of touch up, or I would just use my finger, which is working just fine. Right. Nice. Look at that. Ooh, crisp. You like that. You like that. Hell yeah, man. That looks good. All right. What do you say? What time is it? Around 1:37. I got a little bit more time. Let's do this a little bit more, huh? What do you say? Oh, thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, yeah, it's EVA foam, brother. You can get a roll of it at a Hobby Lobby. They used to sell it at Michael's, but for some reason, Michael's stopped doing the cosplay stuff, and I don't know why. I know it's not as popular as it used to be, but it's still, it's still a thing. That really makes it proud. Thank you so much, Menjoza. I am running out of this molding paste, which I'm starting to get worried about. So maybe I'm going to go get more. Might be on the docket for today. So I kind of hoping that it wouldn't be, but that's fine because I got to go out anyway. Get some stuff done. So I'm probably coming back at you tomorrow with some freshly baked live. Probably going to be a little bit later in the afternoon, probably around 1:30, 2 o'clock-ish. I'll go till about 4:30. Maybe even just 3:30. I'll just go 2 hours. It's going to be just more of the same. More of this. The Christmas decoration stuff, I'll just save for behind-the-scenes members only. So if you remember, be on the lookout for that. I'm going to do the diorama setup for the Yule log. So that's going to be the next behind-the-scenes video. I'll be setting up, actually decorating the diorama like a house. Like a Christmas house with a Christmas tree and Christmas lights and presents. Might even be a little bit of sewing on that back on behind the scenes because I got to make Santa hats, little 1/12 scale Santa hats, and I'm gonna be making stockings, to hang over the fireplace. So I'm gonna need that. Try to find it. Can't find it anywhere. The ones that I found, I don't want to spend the money on because I don't know if they're too big. They look too big. The ones that I keep finding on Amazon, whenever I type in 1/12 scale Santa hat, I don't want to buy plastic ones. I want them to look legit because I want them to actually fold over. I want to be able to utilize them on anybody's heads. So I want them to be a little versatile. So I'm going to make them soft goods. I'm just doing myself. I have plenty of velvet-looking red fabric. And I can just quickly go out and get some white terry cloth that looks like fur. That's what I'm going to do. Like I said, probably today in a little bit. Okay. What do you think, Shane? Don't go crazy. It'll eventually wipe how you want. Just gotta let it kind of set up. That's what I'm noticing. And then you just go in there with your fucking hand. Be a man. Let a fucking little bit of spackle get to you. Just wash your hands when you're done. Don't stick it in your mouth. Don't be a fucking idiot, Be alright. There you go. I'm saying that to myself, guys, not you. Don't stick my dirty finger in my mouth. Huh? You had 2 naps? Nightmares? Baby. I hate when she has nightmares. Oh, thank you so much, Jeff. I appreciate you, man. Like I said, at first, something telling me that maybe leaving it with just Plasti Dip was a bad idea. But I really wanted to test my theory. And my theory was Plasti Dip is a sealant. It's supposed to be waterproof. If I just wipe it with this stuff, is it going to come off like the paint? And I'm glad to know that I was right. It doesn't. It stays on. And like I said, there are different color Plasti Dips. So you can get red. You can get blue, gray, white. I don't know if they make different like purples and stuff. I don't know why you would want a purple building, but to each their own. But they have red, and red's the base for brick. So if you want to paint your buildings red and you don't want to got a lot of paint rub off, get red Plasti Dip and paint it. I know if you're using XPS foam, you got to be careful with it eating away. I don't know if that eats away the foam. I don't know. It might. But then just seal it first with acrylic paint or Mod Podge, and then paint it with Plasti Dip, and then you won't get any paint rub off when you hit it with water. So let me just do. What time is it? Okay, let me do one more section right here. Just gonna level it out over here, and then we'll put a bow tie on it. But now, like I said, I am going to continue to work on this tonight. Like so, while there's some streams going on. Just trying to get as much as I can off the spatula. That's the one thing I like about these Bondo spatulas, man. If you don't use them, I suggest you do, because you can get a lot out of your shit back. See, getting a lot of it back, so that I can just continue to move up the brick and not have to worry about coming backwards. And when it bends one way, you just kind of use the other side, and it really cleans it up. See, and you get more. And then that's how I'm coming up so high on it. That's how it happened just now on the other one. I'm just scraping a lot of it off the top of the foam. Trying to get as much as I can into those fucking cracks so that I don't have to come back and do it. Just trying to get up on there. He's on down the road. You know what I'm saying? That. Squeeze that out. Do that. That looks good. It's coming together. It's coming together, man. Hell yeah, look at that. Hell yeah. Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle. Look at that. Yes. How we looking? We're looking pretty good. Yeah, purple building is Grimace HQ. That's facts. It was nightmares. You can eat my apple pie thing if you like. By the way, I love you. Where the hell's my phone? There's nothing on here. Let me do one more spot. Right here. Oof. I mean, I know I got a lot left to do, but I got pretty far. Got a lot done just now. Getting pretty far now. Like I said, this stuff goes a long way. I got a lot left, like a half a jar. I'm definitely gonna need more though, so I'm just gonna make the executive decision and go get more. This way I can definitely finish this wall. I want to finish it tonight. I want to get all this so I can let it sit for the night, and then I can move on tomorrow to like fine details paint. Like, so I'm gonna paint the trim, everything silver and gray like it's supposed to be. My half-ass chalks fell out. I had them just sitting there under there so it wouldn't kick out on me. And it fucking kicked out on me. It's alright. Like I said, all that stuff about half-ass. I did it myself. Son of a bitch, Tony. Ooh. If you have carpal tunnel, this is hell on your hands. I will tell you that. And spoiler alert, I have carpal tunnel. Okay. There you go. Oh, that was clean wipe. Clean this up. Looks good. Hell yeah, look at that bitch. Beautiful. 10 minutes to spare.
You do have to get involved. There are people that are having trouble making their miracle happen. There are people that don't have enough to eat, and there are people that are home. You can go out and say hello to these people. You can take an old blanket out of the closet and say, here, you can make them a sandwich and say, oh, by the way, here. I get it now.
Sucks. It sucks, man. Sucks. It sucks, man. Sucks. It sucks, man. Sucks. It sucks, man. Sucks. It sucks.
The loop was on. You just got a triple dose of fucking Peter Kane dog trainer. Yeah, go ahead. Let's put this back. As it was. What the fuck? Okay. As you can see, I'm spilling water here, and you can wipe it up, and no plastic dip comes up. Okay. So, beautiful. It's a beautiful thing, folks. I might just say fudge it and do one more this way. Just so I can get at least to the door frame, you know. a lot of bricks. I know, but I know. Like I said, that was it was good, right? It was just one. It all came right off. Jesus. Oh, okay. See, I think you can do that. Can't you tell them when to do it? I think you can. So far, so good. Looking real good. Now, I'm sure I didn't reinvent the wheel here. I'm sure many people kept the building black because they wanted the darker look. Their bricks or whatnot. But I gotta say, I'm digging this color now. This white and the black and white. Maybe put an NWO logo on the top of this bitch. Woo! Oh, here we go. Now we're getting somewhere. That's good. Jesus, almost tipped. Now, if I could tell you one regret I had, was I should have done this whole thing first, then did the inside. But I did the inside first, then now I'm doing the outside. So the inside, like all the framing is pretty much done. I just gotta add, like I said, all that modular pieces. I'm gonna add. The outside needed TLC because I didn't have any of the molding on. I didn't have obviously this done. Didn't even fucking have it sealed apparently. Just did that before I started the stream. There you go. The top of the door frame is done. We'll do there, and then we'll do this. That is where I will stop for now. So we're going to do this top of the door frame here. Literally here. That's done. Push it in. Huh? I'm going to move this. Huh? Beautiful. Fucking beautiful. Yo, what you doing? Right. Got the top of the fucking door frame just about done. That was a happy accident. Oh, yeah, there we go. Beautiful. Make sure I got what I wanted done here. Okay. Okie dokie. Let's wipe this shit down. And take a break. Yeah. That is what's next. That, of course, will be done off stream. Oh, I know. Let them think that, though. No, I'm just kidding. I got to take pictures of the candy apron for my wife, product photography pictures, so she can post them on her TikTok and Etsy and what have you. Hold on, let me just wipe this down. Okay. Daredevil. And I'm glad we're on the same page, brother. I have a bunch of ideas for this. I gotta thank a couple people for this. I gotta thank Spider Boy and Savage Land, because when I was talking to them, they asked me, like, yo, Tony, you got any like city buildings that you want to give away? If you ever want to give that away, I'll take it. And I was just thinking in my head, like, I don't have any city fucking buildings. I don't have anything. I was like, I only have medieval shit. I was like, you know what? And I only take so many pictures of He-Man and fucking Mythic Legions. So I was like, fuck this. I need more current urban buildings. So this is the start. I promise you, Shane, I'm not jacking anything from you, but this is the start of, I guess, my city, or my small little, urban area, if you will. But that's where I'm going to stop for now. I will. Huh? Oh, yeah, start getting dressed or whatever. I'm going to wrap this up. That's where I'm going to stop for today, at least live. I'm going to continue to work on it while I'm off stream, because I want to get as much of it done as possible. Yeah, I appreciate that, Shane. Yeah, I'm going to give it a shot, man. I'm going to, it's not going to be as big as yours. Yours is going to be, yours is massive. Mine might be just like a block, but it's going to be modular, so I could switch buildings around. Let's turn that this way. So it'll be modular. So I can turn the buildings around. I can make alleyways if I need to, back alleys. So it's going to be a lot of that kind of shit. So, but this is the start. So a lot of freshly baked props for the next couple weeks. There's going to be a lot of this, just city building. There will be a members only freshly baked props when I finally get my shelves and I start setting up all my action figures. So that's going to be fun. Oh, dude, that's coming. That's coming too. That's going to be a special edition freshly baked props. I think coming into Christmas. I'm going to do that for you because I can knock that out in an afternoon. To be quite honest with you, I got all the skulls. I know exactly what I need to do. It ain't going to be that hard to do. Just send me another picture of what you wanted, just so I remember. Just kind of, and I'll knock that out on a maybe members only action figure addict. Because I would like to send that out to you soon. That was going to be next on my list. But this is going to be just public freshly made props, because this is going towards a lot of play motion, a lot of shit you're going to see on the channel. So, but I am getting to that throne. Don't think I forgot about that. 3 buildings all you. Yeah, I was going 3, 4 tops. And maybe a corner store. I always wanted to make a bodega. Always. I got so much all kinds of food and shit, and like little boxes and jugs of milk and shit. I would love to build a bodega. Brother, thanks for a great afternoon. It's looking great. I can't wait to see the finished product. Take care soon. Thank you so much, BX Manic. I appreciate you, man. Have a great rest of your afternoon. Hopefully it's stress-free and relaxing, and it goes right in your evening, brother. I appreciate you, man. And I appreciate everybody. Mojo86 coming in here, same time. Jeff, Mikey, all you guys. Jerk, Ostradamus Toys stopped in. So I appreciate everybody. Like I said, all the way down the list. I forgot your name. Sorry, Snape. Wait, that's my dog is going ballistic right now. It's something. I don't know what it is. Briscoe, Ken's Toys, all you guys. trying to go up here just up the list. Daredevil Day, Fight Figure Fight Club Bobby Wald. Thank you so much, guys, for coming in here and hanging out. So until tomorrow, take it easy for the rest of the afternoon, and make sure you catch Mega Powers and figure it out tonight. Take it easy, guys.